Yeah. Oh man, you know, I talked about this chatter the other day. I heard about it. Just keeping your ear to the street, and you know, it's still just chatter as far as I know, as far as anybody knows, as far as I'm concerned, or anybody else until there's some action. But I do notice more people talking about it. And I'm like, even if LeBron James wanted to, and he can if he wants, whether it's here, stateside, or abroad, doesn't really make any difference. He couldn't directly compete with the NBA. You know, arguably, he's one of the most influential basketball figures of the 21st century. I'm not saying that he isn't. That's not necessarily a good thing or a bad thing. That's just a fact. His reach spans generations, literally, and he's well known, you know, throughout the world, not just limited to one continent. And he's involved in several industries. So this is me being honest and real with you about LeBron. I'm not giving, I'm not dissing on the man. I'm just telling you the facts. But at the same time, he's not just a player. He's like a mogul, a media force at the same time, and a symbol of athlete empowerment, 100%. So, what if he did decide to launch his own league, like a new league, a different league, one built on equity, creativity, and disruption? Could it rival the NBA? I don't think so. I don't think so. Not if you're trying to directly compete with the NBA. Absolutely, positively, 100%. No way, no how. Not even remotely possible. It's kind of like what happened when Donald Trump took over the USFL. USFL was doing fine, playing spring ball in select cities with enough star players and star power and big names that it was doing fine. That Donald Trump, you know, did what he did, and if you're not familiar with it, he basically bought the USFL and he tried to compete directly with the NFL, an established league of many, 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 many years. And I'm not dissing Trump there again. But damn near, I voted for him 3 fucking times. So anyway, besides that, back to LeBron. You know, let's be honest, not directly, not yet, and probably not ever. The NBA, it's got like institutional armor. It's got legacy and infrastructure. The NBA has over 75 years of history, global broadcast deals, deeply embedded cultural footprint. It's not just a league, it's a system. Collective bargaining power, the NBA's partnership with NBAPA, which is the Players Association, ensures labor stability. If you try to pull off some live golf type shit versus PGA type shit, I don't even watch golf, and whatever. Competition's good, but not like this some Happy Gilmore 2 type shit. Anyway, as I was saying, it's also got revenue sharing as far as the NBA and a unified front. A new league would need to build that from scratch. I might make it sound easy, but I don't think it is. Then you got venue control and scheduling. NBA arenas are locked into long-term contracts. A rival league would struggle to secure prime venues without clashing with existing NBA schedules. In case anybody hadn't thought of that, global brand recognition, from Shanghai to Senegal, the NBA is known quantity. It's LeBron's name is massive, but it's not a league. That's for sure. Not yet, at least. And if he wanted to do it, a place, some country in Africa, Northern Africa, even go to Europe. You spend a lot of time in Europe. Or, go fishing or some shit. Go, do something like that. That's always fun. Fishing's great. You know, go do some fishing. Make fishing great again. But, like I said, then you got the economics of disruption. Sponsorship and media rights. The NBA commands billions and millions, billions in media deals. ESPN, TNT, NBC, and international networks are deeply invested. Everybody's got their hands, you're talking about like Peacock, Amazon, they're talking about Monday night games to have an alternative to Monday night football, same with Sunday night games from what I understand, and trying to really get that brand out there. So a new league would need to convince advertisers and broadcasters to take a risk on an unproven product. And when you think about unproven products, yeah, you're talking about a large investment on something that you're just betting on, and you need big names. You need to do something different. Like, you got Ice Cube and the Big Three. They're not in direct competition. The WNBA, from when it starts and the NBA season's coming to a close and the playoffs are there, I don't necessarily think that it's gonna. I don't think that it hurts so much, the WNBA, because they probably, I would like to think, do their best to work around scheduling to make sure that they're not losing viewership, because there are individuals that really like to watch not just Caitlin Clark, but the WNBA in general. Another thing to consider: player salaries and insurance. Top talent costs top dollar, baby. Without guaranteed revenue and streams, new league would struggle to match NBA salaries and provide the same level of medical and career protection. Unionization and legal hurdles, creating a new players' union, negotiating contracts, and navigating antitrust laws would be a legal labyrinth. This is more or less in the States. Like I said, if you're trying to directly compete with the NBA, then you got like cultural gravity versus institutional weight. LeBron could attract attention, headlines, and even a few stars, which is what he's done for like as long as he's been around. Way before that Sports Illustrated cover. Well before that. Yeah. But anyway, he could attract attention, headlines, even a few stars, but the NBA, it's more than a collection of players. It's a cultural institution, like I said. It has the All-Star game, the finals, the draft, the legacy of Jordan, Kobe, Magic, Bird, etc. It's woven into the American psyche and global sports identity. It's a brand. It's a very popular, well-known brand that's only gaining popularity, and it's an international sport. There's plenty of other leagues all around the world. Even if LeBron's league were artistically superior, aesthetically cleaner, and creatively freer, it would still be, I don't know, fighting gravity as far as trying to compete with the NBA, because the NBA isn't just a competitor, it's the atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? It's the air that you breathe when you are, honestly, as far as basketball goes. Sure, there's NCAA, etc., other kinds of basketball to watch, but here in the States, it's the NBA. The real play, influence, not overthrow. LeBron doesn't need to destroy the NBA to reshape it. His power lies in negotiation, disruption from within, and cultural leverage. Think more than an athlete. Uninterrupted, Springfield Company. He's already bending the system. A new league might be fantasy, but his influence is very real. And the thing is, not only that, but you got the clutch sports, you got athletes that are under that label, which, he owns. And then he can talk to players about coming over and not get any trouble. And then you got somebody like Magic making a comment about someone like Giannis and then get hit with a fine. And Magic's not the only one. I think that it was either Elgin Baylor or Jerry West. Hell, it could have been both of them. It's happened to other individuals before, but LeBron, that's not tampering what he does. some like call up players and try to get people to build up teams and shit like that. So just one of those things. But that's my opinion, and I'm entitled to it. Aside from that, that's all I got for right now. Do a little quick 10-minute little thing here, and I'm alright with that. I thank y'all for tuning in. Always appreciated. Rest of the family's on vacation, so I'm sitting here solo. I'm not mic'd up, and I don't need to get on StreamYard to hit a button here and be able to speak. And I hope you guys can hear me well. I hope you guys are having a great week thus far. I've been kind of down, literally. Not like, like emotionally or anything like that. I mean, just physically. I had to take the old man to eye doctor again today, but aside from that, I haven't really done much of anything, to be honest with you. I checked the mail, and yeah, got some cool stuff there. Yep. Uh-huh. Really cool stuff. The bills and bullshit are cool. But I did get some super cool cards I ordered, which when I go live, whether I go live tonight or not, you guys tell me. Leave me some comments. Let me know. What do you guys want to talk about? Anybody in spooks? You know what I'm saying? I mean, like ghosts, hauntings, supernatural, paranormal. I want to talk to you cats. I want to know what's going on with that. You know what I'm saying? You can just comment, and I'd love to see it. Be able to, like I said, be able to engage with it. I know right now going on when I did 4:54, people here in the Midwest getting off work, people on the East Coast just getting almost, well, shit, they're probably still driving depending on where they are. People on the West Coast, if they went to work today, they don't know it yet, but they will. But me, I don't know. It's like Groundhog Day sometimes, seems like to me. I'm either going to the doctor if I can afford to, or I'll take my old man to the doctor. Hmm, interesting. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not complaining. I'm thankful, grateful for everything. Don't take it as a negative thing. You have to make the best out of everything, even the things that you might not think are that great, even the stuff that is, far from ideal or perfect. There's not always rainbows and butterflies. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. But I want to put my 2 cents on this whole new league thing. Like I said, it's not impossible, but in direct competition with the NBA, no way. Potential ownership in an NBA franchise, I don't know. That's entirely up to the NBA and the owners, etc., and the league, and there's a lot involved in that. But there again, would you really? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. There's plenty of retired individuals that are involved with NBA franchises that aren't owners, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, even past owners like Jordan, people get a lot of criticism for his tenure with the Bobcats than Hornets, because when he did get them, they were in Charlotte. However, they were the Bobcats, and then they changed and became the Hornets once again, and then here they are. They're not, people don't expect a lot out of them, just like they don't expect a lot out of Boston. But I think you guys are going to be surprised when you see the Boston Celtics. Yeah, there. Yeah. Anyway, you guys are great. I appreciate everybody tuning in. If you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe, like, share, notify, and hit look down on that playlist. If you want to jam out, you can do so. Plenty of good music there for you. A lot to choose from. Some stuff to watch. Some stuff I've worked on with others and collaborated with that I've always had fun with and mad respect to them. But yeah, leave me some comments. Especially, like I said, I want to talk to you cats that are like into shadow people, shit like that. Aliens, UFOs. I'm interested in that kind of stuff. Same with like sports cards, old school collectibles when it comes to like sports cars, memorabilia, sports memorabilia, especially football, basketball. If you guys ever want to talk shop when it comes to cars, shit, we can do that too. We can talk about whatever. That's why it's a variety show. It's all coming together now, I know. Anyway, I'm feeling getting long winded here, but I got to take my medication. So I'll talk to you guys later. Be well, be great, be safe out there. Do the best and be your best. Don't take any shit from anybody. It's your boy Mad Max with the facts coming through. I thought you knew. All right. Peace.